In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. You never fail until you stop trying. Try not to become a man of success. Rather become a man of value. The best way to cheer yourself up is to cheer somebody else up. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Most people say that it is the intellect which makes a great scientist. They are wrong. It is character. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. Never give up on what you really want to do. The person with big dreams is more powerful than one with all the facts. A happy man is too satisfied with the present to dwell too much on the future. Stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Live with purpose. Don't let people or things around you get you down. A clever person solves a problem. A wise person avoids it. We all know that light travels faster than sound. That's why certain people appear bright until you hear them speak. If at first the idea is not absurd, then there is no hope for it. Learn from yesterday. Live for today. Hope for tomorrow. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. What is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. Two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. Never memorize something that you can look up. A human being is a part of the whole called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. Everything must be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. Genius is 1% talent and 99% hard work. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. It is not that I'm so smart, but I stay with the questions much longer. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. I must be willing to give up what I am in order to become what I will be. I salute the man who is going through life always helpful, knowing no fear, and to whom aggressiveness and resentment are alien. The only thing more dangerous than ignorance is arrogance. The ideals which have lighted me on my way and time after time given me new courage to face life cheerfully have been truth, goodness, and beauty. Each of us has to do his little bit toward transforming the spirit of the times. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. Only those who attempt the absurd can achieve the impossible. You can never solve a problem on the level on which it was created. What a sad era when it is easier to smash an atom than a prejudice. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. Never do anything against conscience, even if the state demands it. Everyone should be respected as an individual, but no one idolized. The value of achievement lies in the achieving. Weak people revenge. Strong people forgive. Intelligent people ignore. Not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that can be counted counts. The development of general ability for independent thinking and judgment should always be placed foremost, not the acquisition of special knowledge. I'd rather be an optimist and a fool than a pessimist and right. We cannot despair of humanity, since we ourselves are human beings. I am not only a pacifist, but a militant pacifist. I am willing to fight for peace. Nothing will end war unless the people themselves refuse to go to war. Don't listen to the person who has the answers. Listen to the person who has the questions. A man should look for what is, and not for what he thinks should be. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive. The destiny of civilized humanity depends more than ever on the moral forces it is capable of generating. A new type of thinking is essential if mankind is to survive and move toward higher levels. Information is not knowledge. The only source of knowledge is experience. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. There comes a time when the mind takes a higher plane of knowledge, but can never prove how it got there. The most valuable thing a teacher can impart to children is not knowledge and understanding per se, but a longing for knowledge and understanding, and an appreciation for intellectual values, whether they be artistic, scientific, or moral. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. Creativity is intelligence having fun. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Any intelligent fool can make things bigger, more complex, and more violent. It takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction. If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. Man usually avoids attributing cleverness to somebody else, unless it is an enemy. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. You cannot simultaneously prevent and prepare for war. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. If people are good only because they fear punishment and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed. I believe in intuitions and inspirations. I sometimes feel that I am right. I do not know that I am. It would be possible to describe everything scientifically, but it would make no sense. It would be without meaning, as if you described a Beethoven symphony as a variation of wave pressure. The world is in greater peril from those who tolerate or encourage evil than from those who actually commit it. The years of anxious searching in the dark, with their intense longing, their alternations of confidence and exhaustion, and final emergence into the light. Only those who have experienced it can understand that. The most powerful force in the universe is compound interest. You have to learn the rules of the game, and then you have to play better than anyone else. Sometimes one pays most for the things one gets for nothing. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. A calm and modest life brings more happiness than the pursuit of success combined with constant restlessness. The man who regards his own life and that of his fellow creatures as meaningless is not merely unfortunate, but almost disqualified for life. One lives one's life under constant tension until it is time to go for good. I have remained a simple fellow who asks nothing of the world. Only my youth is gone, the enchanting youth that forever walks on air. Compassionate people are geniuses in the art of living, more necessary to the dignity, security, and joy of humanity than the discoverers of knowledge. I believe that a simple and unassuming manner of life is best for everyone, best both for the body and the mind. Human beings can attain a worthy and harmonious life only if they are able to rid themselves, within the limits of human nature, of striving to fulfill wishes of the material kind. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. Failure and deprivation are the best educators and purifiers. It is not so very important for a person to learn facts. For that, he does not really need college. He can learn them from books. He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. Schools may favor such freedom by encouraging independent thought. I do not much believe in education. Each man ought to be his own model, however frightful that may be. That is the way to learn the most, that when you are doing something with such enjoyment that you don't notice that the time passes. The aim of education must be the training of independently acting and thinking individuals who, however, can see in the service to the community their highest life achievement. Never regard your study as a duty, but as the enviable opportunity to learn the liberating beauty of the intellect for your own personal joy and for the profit of the community to which your later work will belong. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. When you are courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. Once you can accept the universe as matter expanding into nothing that is something, wearing stripes with plaid comes easy. The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. It is the fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of true art and true science. It has become appallingly obvious that our technology has exceeded our humanity. The whole of science is nothing more than a refinement of everyday thinking. Most of the fundamental ideas of science are essentially simple and may, as a rule, be expressed in a language comprehensible to everyone. I am not very satisfied with my theory of thermoelectricity. I never failed in mathematics. Before I was 15, I had mastered differential and integral calculus. Pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas. Equations are more important to me because politics is for the present, but an equation is something for eternity. God does not care about our mathematical difficulties. He integrates empirically. Imagination is the highest form of research. Logic will get you from A to Z. Imagination will get you everywhere. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. As far as the laws of mathematics refer to reality, they are not certain. As far as they are certain, they do not refer to reality. Time is an illusion. Nothing happens until something moves. The only real valuable thing is intuition. The environment is everything that isn't me. Anger dwells only in the bosom of fools. A little knowledge is dangerous. So is a lot. If the facts don't fit the theory, change the facts. At our age, the devil doesn't give you much time off. The idle man does not know what it is to enjoy rest. The man of science is a poor philosopher. God does not play dice with the universe. God is subtle, but he is not malicious. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. Before God, we are all equally wise and equally foolish. What really interests me is whether God had any choice in the creation of the world. True religion is real living. Living with all one's soul, with all one's goodness and righteousness. My religion consists of a humble admiration of the illimitable superior spirit who reveals himself in the slight details we are able to perceive with our frail and feeble mind. A religious person is devout in the sense that he has no doubt about the significance of those superpersonal objects and goals which neither require nor are capable of rational foundation. I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious. Never lose a holy curiosity. It is a miracle that curiosity survives formal education. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. When you trip over love, it is easy to get up. But when you fall in love, it is impossible to stand again. Love is a better master than duty. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. However rare true love may be, it is less so than true friendship. Black holes are where God divided by zero. If A is a success in life, then A equals X plus Y plus Z. Work is X, Y is play, and Z is keeping your mouth shut. Women always worry about things that men forget. Men always worry about things women remember. Do not worry about your difficulties in mathematics. I can assure you mine are still greater. A question that sometimes drives me hazy. Am I or are the others crazy? The hardest thing in the world to understand is the income tax. The difference between stupidity and genius is that genius has its limits. Men marry women with the hope they will never change. Women marry men with the hope they will change. Invariably, they are both disappointed.